wise build bridges and the foolish build walls. And the lesson of the proverb is really not about floods, it's about crises and times of conflict. And it's talking about that the wise are those who reach out and try and find allies and reach across barriers to build a common ground, a common sense of humanity.
Yeah, well, I think we have to believe that conflicts are resolvable. There are many Prime Ministers said the Northern Ireland conflict was insoluble. Well, they've been proved wrong in that. And I do think that with the right energy, with the right people, that all of the conflicts are resolvable.
As a police officer, I have a vital role in establishing a relationship with young people. Quite often, the youth that we deal with, they see me as their enemy, and often they don't want to talk to me. So I have a vital role in actually communicating with the young person before we can even begin to work on restorative justice.
War journalism is a rather specialised craft. I did it for 35 years and I always wanted to be a peace journalist, but mediation is very hard. Peace is difficult to make happen.
I do think we have to be careful about generalisations and platitudes that say that it's good to talk. Sometimes there are sound, sensible, logical reasons when not to talk. You can give legitimacy to people who are causing death and destruction by talking to them. They can use it as leverage to get to the negotiating table.
If you look at the way that we tend to be socialized in our world, it is that those who are other than us are so very different, right? That there's something inherently different about them to us.
Most of the information police officers get are from the community. So establishing that relationship with them is vital.
The first step, I believe, is to recognize that they are as fully human as we are, and they are not the ones who do all the bad things, and we are not the ones who do all the good things. That in all communities there is good and bad.
You know, Miss Tutu's speech was absolutely incredible, and she highlighted a lot of things that we can learn from as a society, and that we can take forward. I know I can personally in my daily life, but also in my, in making decisions in whatever career I go into.
I think we have to be realistic about war. And one of the problems we've had is that in recent years, among politicians who have themselves no experience of armed conflict, they tend to think that war can deliver outcomes that it cannot. Look at our involvement in Iraq. Look at our involvement in Afghanistan. Both have been strategic failures, so I think it's time for a rethink.